Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches were fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the addies 1803. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing the Spaghetti Design PDYS012, homage to Richard Mille. And Grego is wearing my Major 2002. Grego said his Major watch quit working, so he took it to his watch guy in Mos Eisley, who used to be a drill sergeant in the Republic Marine Corps. He said, "What's your major malfunction?" Grogu said, "I think it just needs a new battery." All right, let's take a look at the watch. It comes in this plain black box. It has a little plain black sleeve. And see, no writing whatsoever. And it doesn't even have a little foam insert. But here is the watch. Looks a little bit different than the picture in the ad. The bezel is definitely not as bright. This is an addies and not an addies dive, although I am assuming they are made by the same company. This is a watch that only has 30 meters water resistance, so it would look silly with Deep Sea Hunter on it. This has dive watch looks, but no real dive watch functionality. I paid $21 for it, and if I would have waited for the current AliExpress sale, I could have got it for $17. This may be a chrome-plated mineral glass quartz watch, but it does come with a solid steel bracelet. The bane of a lot of quartz watches in this price range is the bracelet, and this one is a good one. Another bane of very affordable quartz watches are the movements, because even though a very cheap quartz keeps good time, they can be a nightmare to set accurately due to super loose crown action. This addies has a Miyota 2115, and you can set it just fine. This watch comes in 4 different colorways: Pepsi, Coke, Batman, and Starbucks. Thankfully, they resisted the urge to put 24-hour bezels on the multicolor ones, as too many of these very affordable three-handers do. The watch is 40.5 millimeters at the bezel, which barely overhangs the case, so the case is probably a 40 then. It's 47.8 millimeters lug to lug with protruding end links. It's 13 millimeters thick if you don't count the Cyclops, and I never do. Has a 20 millimeter lug width and weighs 130 grams on the supplied bracelet with 3 links removed. The bezel is 120 click unidirectional, and the action is actually good, believe it or not. For a watch in this price range, they're usually really mushy with a ton of backplay. No backplay at all, and the clicks are good and solid. Not the best bezel action I've ever seen, but really good for a watch in this price range. But unfortunately, though, it doesn't line up. See, it's a little bit too far to the right. If I go one more click, then it's too far to the left. Then we have the dial. The dial is black with a slight sunburst effect, very slight. Then we have the addies name up top, and I don't think addies has a logo anywhere. It's just addies. Then on the bottom, it says 100 feet, 30 meters in quartz. We all know that 30 meters is the minimum water resistance. So this is not a real dive watch. This is just a dive style watch. Then we have the indices. We have the upside down triangle at the 12, batons at the 6 and the 9, and dots everywhere else. Then we also have minute markers. Then we have the hands. We have the fence post minute hand, the Mercedes hour hand, and the lollipop second hand, very similar to a Rolex. And then we have a date at the 3. And look at that Cyclops. It's actually a decent Cyclops, too, for a watch in this price range. It actually magnifies. Some Cyclops don't hardly magnify at all. So that's a pretty good one. It's kind of crooked, though, but at least it magnifies well. And it looks like the second hand is hitting the marks, so that's always nice. Then we have an unsigned push-pull crown. And this is a Miyota 2115, so we don't have that super loose crown action. And when you go to set it, you don't get that annoying minute hand jump. So that's great. I love that. The worst part about quartz watches in this price range is that annoying minute hand jump, and this one does not have it. And then we have the crystal. It's just a flat mineral glass. You don't get sapphire in this price range. And then we have the case. The case is a chrome-plated alloy. If you want steel, you're going to have to spend some more for the addies dive, and not just the addies. But it's a nicely shaped case, and once again, not all chrome-plated alloys are created equal, and this seems like a good one. And then we have the case back. The case back looks like a coin edge, but that's just decoration, because you can see the little slot for the pry bar. This is just a press-on case back. And then it says addies, and gives the model number 1803. Then it also says stainless steel back, which is a good tell that the rest of the watch is not. And then it says 30 meters waterproof. They really shouldn't say waterproof. It's not waterproof. It's water resistant. There is a difference. Then underneath the case back is the Miyota 2115. This is a quartz movement made by Miyota, which is owned by Citizen. So this is a Japanese quartz movement. And once again, I tested the crown action and it's great. So I'm pleased with this movement for a watch in this price range. And then we have the bracelet. The bracelet is a 3-link oyster style. We do have polished center links. I'm not a huge fan of polished center links, but that's no big deal though. And then we have solid end links, but they are protruding. So it does make the watch wear a little bit bigger than it would if they were inverted. And then we have push pins, not screw pins. I'm perfectly happy with push pins. And then we have a press clasp, but it's better than a lot of press clasps in this price range. So this is your basic one that you used to always get on an addies dive too. So it does the job. It works fine. Has 3 holes to micro adjust. And as you can see, I'm in the middle one right there. And the clasp isn't signed though, so it's easy enough to change if you want. Here, let me see how big of a clasp you'll need. So you'll need an 18 millimeter clasp if you want to change it. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. It looks nice, it wears nice. And I removed 3 links and then moved it in one slot of micro adjust, so you can wear this if you have a plenty big wrist. And it's not a bad looking watch. Yeah, that addies looks a little plain, but I've never been a huge fan of the addies dive little goggle thing. Here we're in the loom room. An addies dive traditionally has excellent loom, so let's just see how a regular addies does. As we speed up the time, the loom pip disappears immediately, but this is only a 30-meter watch and you'll never dive with it, so I guess you can't use it to time your mac and cheese in the dark. The index loom is rather good, but unfortunately the hands aren't as strong as they are fading necks, but still not horrible considering the price. What do I like about this watch? Excellent bezel action for a watch in this price range. The Cyclops actually magnifies. Has a solid steel bracelet with solid end links. And it has a Miyota 2115, so no annoying minute hand jump when you go to set it. What are my gripes and groans? Protruding end links, so it would have been nice if they were inverted. When you do the loom, the loom pip is useless. It disappears immediately. Plus the bezel is misaligned. Do I recommend this watch? Yes, it is a good watch for the price. Yes, you can spend $10 more and get an actual addies dive, but you can play that game with every watch. And then I wouldn't recommend anything unless it was the perfect watch. Plus, I'm usually going to recommend any quartz watch in this price range that doesn't have that annoying minute hand jump. Well, thank you for watching my review of the addies 1803, and I will be back with an unboxing. I got 2 more watches from AliExpress that just came in. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel, and if you like this watch, be sure to use my affiliate link, and I will get a small commission. And at the time of this review, this watch is only 17 bucks for the big sale. So that's a pretty good price for this. And be sure to check out my Members Choice program. Sometime in April, I will put up the Members Choice watch for a vote. Bye.